Remember when we said that the Democrats were eventually going to replace Joe Biden with somebody else, that he was not actually going to be the nominee? We all thought that there would be some grand switch, that it would be Hillary Clinton or Michelle Obama or something like that. Well, we're slightly vindicated, but we also got it a little bit wrong because it turns out that switch has already happened. And maybe that would be why it took Biden so long to figure out his vice presidential, wink, wink, running mate. So, from this town hall article here, we had both Biden and Harris had a gaff-tastic day where both of them referred to it as the Harris-Biden administration. So, I think Joe Biden is preparing for another, well, I don't want to say 8 years because I don't think he has that long in him, but another however many years of being the vice president with the vice taken out of his title. But that's essentially what he will be. So we have this here ever since former Vice President Joe Biden announced Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate. We have all speculated about what a potential Biden administration would look like. We knew that Biden would be the figurehead, but Harris would be running the day-to-day operations. In a lot of ways, it would be a Harris presidency, or at least a Harris agenda on display. Both Biden and Harris confirmed those speculations on Tuesday. This is so. As part of our Build Back Better agenda, for one, before I finish reading this, Build Back Better is about the most Biden-tastic slogan you can have for a campaign. It's basically Make America Great Again, but with alliteration and more confusion. We're gonna build back better. What do you mean build back better? Donald Trump already made America great again. He already built everything back better. It just sounds weird. It sounds like something. I got a feeling it was one of the things Biden came up with, and all of his aides in the room just looked at each other, saying, "No, that sucks," and waiting for everybody else to confirm it before somebody said something. And then they tried to, and Biden was like, no, Build Back Better. I'm the Build Back Better guy. I'm Build Back Better Biden. So, as part of our Build Back Better agenda, we need to make sure you have a president in the White House who actually sees you, who understands you, and understands the dignity of your work, and who has your back, Harris said during a virtual roundtable with business owners in Arizona. A Harris administration, together with Joe Biden as president of the United States, a Biden-Harris administration will provide access to $100 billion in low-interest loans and investments for minority-owned business owners. All right. So, the funny thing was that she didn't even stop and correct herself and say a Biden administration. Even when she corrected herself, she made sure that her name was in there. She's running the show. And what's really sneaky about all of this is that Harris was incredibly disliked. Nobody wanted Harris to be president. And the Democrats have instead, what they basically did was they cheated Bernie Sanders out of the nomination again to give it to Biden, knowing that they were really just going to implement whoever their real choice was to run the show underneath Biden. And that was Harris. And yeah, Harris was doing all right, I guess a little bit all right at the beginning of the primaries. But then, of course, Tulsi Gabbard came out and nuked her to oblivion. And all of a sudden, everybody was like, whoa, yeah, we don't want Harris running this country. That woman's a psychopath. She was literally trying to keep people in prison as long as they could so that the state had slave labor. Yeah. Her name all of a sudden sounds Chinese to me. Yes, she's awful. She's awful, but that's who the establishment wanted. That's who they pegged. Same as in 2016, it was Hillary Clinton. Same as in 2008, it was Barack Obama. Actually, Barack Obama was before 2008. It was just took till 2008 to get him into office because President Obama came out of nowhere. I mean, he was a one-term senator who nobody had ever heard of. All of a sudden gets the DNC convention keynote speaker position in 2004. Next thing you know, he's president. So this is what I think is really interesting, is that we're seeing how Democrats do politics, and it's anything but democratic. Anything but democratic. They select their person, and then they find a way to make sure that they're the person running. They screw over their own constituents. So anybody who is a Democrat who looks at this should look at the Democrat Party and be like, why should I vote for you when you don't care who I want to represent the party? It's so funny, you know, I always talk about how the left is always projecting and how everything they say is the exact opposite. Apparently that's the same damn thing for the name of the party. The Democrat Party does anything but Democrat processes in their electoral campaigns. It's so blatantly transparent. I don't understand how anybody votes for these people, or how they believe the media that covers up for them. So we were all expecting a switch from Joe Biden not really being the nomination. We just didn't realize that was what the vice presidential pick was. I guess some people did. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, we knew it, but I mean, they made it official here. So we can hear Kamala Harris here.
Make sure you have a president in the White House who actually sees you, who understands your needs, who understands the dignity of your work, and who has your back. A Harris administration together with Joe Biden.
She even paused and said, a Harris... Yeah, I'll just go ahead and finish this sentence. A Harris administration, with Joe Biden as your president, of course. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. This woman is evil. But later in the day, Biden referred to the ticket as the Harris-Biden administration. So he wasn't the only... He knows...
Harris-Biden administration is going to relaunch that effort.
Sorry.
Harris-Biden administration is going to relaunch that effort and keep pushing further to make it...
So he knows it. I mean... Biden is not cut out for this. And I wanted to do a video. I kind of ran out of time. I wanted to do a video on Joe Rogan calling for a 4-hour debate between Trump and Joe Biden. And Trump, of course, immediately was like, I'll do it. Trump was right on board for it. But I don't think we've heard any response from Joe Biden. But there's no way that Joe Biden could actually pull this off. And, you know, another thing... They were talking about Trump. Biden did this other speech where he was talking about. I wish I had the article pulled up. I closed it out because it was very the website was kind of messing up on me. But he was talking about how he's always there and he's always ready and all this and that. But how he's the one who shows up. And of course, it was only 6 people that showed up to his town hall event. Nobody showed up. But he talks about how he's the one who cares about courage and loyalty and patriotism and all this kind of stuff. And he's literally trying to run that against Donald Trump, the man who comes out and he comes out on stage and hugs an American flag like a 6-year-old does a teddy bear. And you're going to tell me that Trump doesn't care about country or patriotism. Joe Biden, the man who sold us out to Ukraine, so, you know, sent billions of dollars to Ukraine, knowing that it was going to get stolen, knowing so that his son could get $600,000 a year on the board of an energy company that he knew nothing about. The one who flew his son also into China and flew out on Air Force Two with a $1.5 billion equity deal from the Chinese bank. The one who says that China's not bad folks, despite the facts that they are running concentration camps, organ harvesting operations, and that they're basically a walking human rights abuses. They make I hate to say this, but they make 1930s Germany look soft in comparison. I mean, the Chinese administration, who Biden is a total fan of, even went there and said that we don't think you're doing anything wrong with your one-child policy that left millions upon millions of mostly Chinese girls to be murdered. Little babies. And Joe Biden said that, you know, he wasn't going to second-guess their policy. Maybe he should have. Yeah. Yeah, I got off on a tangent there because I was talking about the Rogan thing, and yeah, there's no way that Biden would sit down and actually debate Trump with Joe Rogan. Now, I wonder if Kamala Harris would. Maybe Rogan should change that invitation to Kamala Harris and see if she'll do it. But one thing that I heard, and I can't, this isn't verifiable, so screw it. Let's say it. The media doesn't care about verifying their sources, so neither should I when they denigrate Trump. So I'm not going to worry about verifying my sources when it's denigrating Biden. But there was a post on Reddit from this. I don't know whether it was a man or a woman, but they worked for the Biden campaign, and they were Bernie supporters, and they ended up having to quit the Biden campaign because of what they saw. And they said that the reason Trump or that Biden always does quick interviews and then leaves stage real quickly is that because he does have dementia, and the medication that he's taking for his dementia has made him incontinent, and they're always terrified that he's going to piss his pants while he's out there talking to the media. Again, can't confirm it, but kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. You could probably Google it and try to find out more information on that, but it was somebody who was, a Bernie supporter, was pissed off about the way the DNC treated Bernie, but went to work for the Biden administration anyways because they hated Trump, and then they saw what they were doing to Biden, and they also talked about how his wife, Jill, doesn't care that Biden is basically being submitted to elder abuse, that she just wants to be first lady. So, I don't know. But Biden's mental fitness has been repeatedly called into question. Remember when he confused his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, and his sister, Valerie Biden Owens? Yeah, I remember that. Or that he has 7 grandkids. Yeah, he forgot that one too. I wasn't sure whether he forgot that one or whether he was trying to not draw attention to the fact that one of his grandsons is an illegitimate child that Hunter had with a stripper during an extramarital affair. Yeah, the Biden family. They are just great. He also referred to Super Tuesdays as Super Thursdays, and he couldn't even remember the name of the last president, the guy he worked with for 8 years. Yeah. He also couldn't remember what state he's in twice. He's done that twice. I think he was either in New Hampshire and he called it Vermont. I think he was in New Hampshire and he called it Vermont, not the other way around. But he's done that a couple times where he doesn't even know what state he's in. So it was only a matter of time before the pair did something to slip up and confirm that Harris would play a very, very vital role in a Biden administration. And today was that day. So they pretty much have shown what we have all known, that Biden is a puppet. He's a puppet for the far left because Kamala Harris is the far left. She is extremely far left. She is an authoritarian. And a vote for Biden is essentially a vote for Kamala Harris as your president. So, anyways, I just had to call this up because I thought it was hilarious that they made these gaffes on the very same day. And the mask is slipping. We know what it means. We know what it means for America. And Trump 2020, baby. So anyways, that's this video. I was keeping this one short, so go ahead and hit the like button, share this video, also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Parler at Ram Thorburn. Also, there are links to my Subscribe Star, Patreon, and PayPal down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.